Alright, so you wanted to see me build the deck, so here we go. What I'm going to do for this deck is I am going to use Mantises, because they have the life tap ability. The life tap ability is very useful, as if I do damage to the enemy hero, I get all that damage back as health. So yes, very, very useful. It's can save you. It can save you a lot. So what I'm gonna do is I want 2 of each Mantis, because they are fairly expensive to make, or to, I guess, summon. And then I'm going to put a spell, Ether Draw, in here. What this does is, if I pay 1 Ether, Ether is like your mana, in a sense. If I pay 1 Ether, I gain 4 Ether. So effectively I gain 3. I also want to put Vitality in. All friendly creatures gain Regeneration 2. That if I have 2 Ether, and one of my creatures would take damage so it would die, I pay 2 Ether and it does not die. So that's very helpful. Ancient Forest I want. Enemy creatures with power 5 or less cannot attack me. Fury of Nature. Destroy all creatures. Enemy hero draws X spells, where X is the number of destroyed creatures. That can help me if I get that very early. I am going to actually take Stonehenge. I pay 3 Ether, or I pay 6 Ether, and I gain 3 Ether channels. Actually, I want the cheaper version of that. Stone Ring. I will take, or not Stone Ring, the one that's in between those. This one, Stone Circle. I will take 2 of those. I pay 4 Ether and I gain 2 Ether channels. The more Ether channels you have, the more Ether you gain at the beginning of your turn. So I will also take in Endurance of the Woods and Strength of the Woods. Strength increases the toughness of creatures by 2. Endurance, rather, increases the toughness of friendly creatures. Strength increases the power of friendly creatures. Excuse me. Now, if you see, it says Summoning Mantris Patriarch. 6 out of 6. The first 6 is its power. The second 6 is its toughness. It's like strength and hit points. It deals 6 damage, and it can also take 6 damage before it dies. What other spell do I want? I think I should take Hurricane, because my creatures cannot block flying. Hurricane is destroy target creature with flying ability. So that should help me. Ether Trade. No, I don't want that one. I'm going to take Greater Healing. It returns me to full health. But I don't want to remove all enchantments in play. Also, what I can do is, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some spells on standby up here in reserve spells. I'm going to put Ether Trade up there. I'm going to put Sacrificial Cleansing. Now what this does is, between rounds, I can switch out these spells here for these active spells here. So like, let's say between the first round and the second round, they don't really have any weak creatures, so I'll take that one out and I'll put like that one in. But I'm not gonna do that now. Oh, you can't switch spots here. I thought you could. That's interesting. Alright. Then Litter Dust. Rest all enemy creatures except those with Restless. I'll put that in my reserve. I will put Haste in there. All friendly creatures gain First Strike and Trample. So that's very nice. My creatures will hit first if they duel another creature, and if they have any extra power after defeating an enemy creature, they will hit the hero too. Destroy target wall, no thanks. Sacrifice creature draws 2 spells, no thanks. I want a cheaper creatures for that. I don't want to use any of these pale spells. everyone can use them, but they're very finicky. They have pale creatures have two states: dissipated and not dissipated, I guess, or dissipated and manifested. If it's dissipated, you can't target it with. These are called bright aspect spells, so these can't target if they're dissipated. If they die, they dissipate. So they're very. They like to stick around. That's what I'll say. I'll put Spirit of the Basilisk in there. Creature gains poisonous ability. Also, I want the spell Life Web or Spiritual Web. That means as soon as I cast this, every time a creature dies, I gain 1 health. So now we go to the miscellaneous page. I can have a specialization. Basically, this is just it's a little extra chance to throw the battle your way. I want Discriminating Fury because that will work with Fury of Nature. What it does is it destroys all creatures. What this does is every creature under my control has a chance to avoid the effect of the Fury of Nature spell. It's very specific. So I'm gonna get luck skill. So I get a better chance for my specialization to work. So if you were doing this in real life, you'd probably roll like something like a 4-sided die, and if it lands on, like if you have all 3 stats in luck, then it would probably be like you roll a 4-sided die. If it lands on 4, it fails. But that also works if the enemy has suppression. It's a worse chance for the enemy specialization to work. I also take regeneration. Every 2 turns, I regenerate 1 point of health. Resources, twice. I can use each spell over here up to 4 times. And 1 more of these. I don't need Artificer because I don't have any artifacts. Concentration means I get extra spells. Strength means I get more health. And Channeling means that the Ether Disturbance comes quicker. Ether Disturbance is, if the battle takes too long, you will both start randomly taking damage. And this delays it for you and makes it come faster for your enemy. I'm going to take Concentration. So every 3 turns in every 3 turns in combat, I get 1 extra spell. I get to draw 1 extra spell. Let's save this preset as Miles. Can I can give myself 3 extra levels to level 11. Alright. So also what I could do is I have only 4 left. I only have 4 plants left to use to put into here. Let's see, do I want any of these other spells before I try and battle? That's a double-edged blade. Oh, Ether Thorns, that spell. Enemy hero suffers 1 damage, or any hero, sorry. Any hero suffers 1 damage for each 1 ether used. So if I cast this, Stone Circle, for 4 ether, I take 4 damage. It's such a pain when that spell's on the field. Oh boy. There is a way to avoid all that damage though. You use this spell. Damage from any magical attack to an enchanted creature or hero is reduced by 3. And since that spell, Ether Thorns, is a magical effect, if I cast spells that are 3 ether or less, I take no damage. But my enemy does. So yeah. There are really nasty decks you can set up with all sorts of with all 4 presets. There is this race is the Vital. They are mostly nature. The Chaots are fire. The Kinets are air, and the Synthets are, well, of course, synthetic, so like robotics. So let's save this preset, and